All right, what's up, future CPAs? If you're deep in your accountancy studies, you know that partnership law can be, well, a total beast. But don't worry, because today we're going to turn one of the trickiest topics out there, dividing profits and losses, into some super simple study hacks that are actually going to stick with you all the way to your board exams. So let's picture this. It's a classic setup, right? You've got the cash, your friend has the skills, and is ready to do the work. Seems simple enough. But, when it's time to actually split the earnings, or even worse, split the losses, that's when things get complicated. And this isn't just some business problem, it's a legal puzzle the LSCPA loves to throw at you, and we are about to crack it wide open. So to make this whole thing crystal clear, let's meet our two partners for today. Over on the left, we've got Cassie the capitalist. She's the one bringing the money or property to the table. And on the right, we have Indy the industrial partner. He's contributing his skills and his labor. You got to remember these two, because the law treats Cassie and Indy very, very differently. Okay, let's jump right into our first and maybe the most important hack of them all. How do you actually split the profits and the pain? This is really the core of partnership obligations, and trust me, getting this right is absolutely crucial. The simplest answer is almost always the right one, and the absolute golden rule here is that the partnership agreement is king. Whatever you and your partners agreed on, that is what the law will follow. It's your contract, your rules. It's as simple as that. But, and here's where it gets really interesting, and where so many exam questions come from. What happens if you don't have an agreement? What if you were just so excited to start the business, you kind of forgot to write down how you'd split the money? When there's no stipulation, the law has to step in with its own set of rules. Okay, so here's the number one thing to remember. When there's no agreement on profits, the law looks out for the industrial partner first. Indy gets what's called a just and equitable share for all his hard work, before anyone else sees a single peso. It's only after Indy gets his fair share that the rest of the profits get divided among the capitalist partners, like Cassie, based on how much cash they put in. Now, let's talk about losses, and this is a huge point, so listen up. If there's no agreement, Indy is completely exempt. He doesn't share in the losses at all. Why? Well, the logic is he's already lost his time and his labor, which he can never get back. So the capitalist partners, like Cassie, they have to bear all the losses, and they'll split them based on how much they each contributed. Just remember this. No agreement means Indy is safe from losses. All right, let's move on to our second hack. You'd think you could just agree to anything in a contract, right? I mean, it's an agreement. Well, not exactly. There is one specific type of agreement in a partnership that is so fundamentally unfair. The law says it is totally and completely void. So this illegal agreement, it actually has a name, Pactum Leonina. It literally translates to the Lion's Agreement. Think about it. It's a deal where one partner gets all the good stuff and another one has to bear all the risk. It's like the lion in the fable who took the entire prize for himself. And the law says, nope, that goes against the whole point of a partnership, which, is all about sharing. And this isn't just a suggestion, you guys. Article 1799 of the Civil Code is crystal clear. Any clause that completely cuts a partner out from sharing in either the profits or the losses is void. It's like you never even wrote it down. The law just won't recognize it. But here it is. This is the massive exam trap you have to watch out for. You cannot have an agreement that excludes Cassie, our capitalist partner, from losses. That's a textbook Pactum Leonina, and it's void. However, you can absolutely have an agreement that excludes Indy, the industrial partner, from losses. That is perfectly valid. It's basically just putting into writing what the law already does by default anyway. Big difference. Okay, on to our final hack. Let's talk about side hustles. You see, a partnership demands loyalty, so the law has some very strict rules on whether partners can go out and engage in other businesses. And you guessed it, the rules are different for Cassie and Indy. So the side hustle rules are super strict, but they work a little differently for each partner. For Indy, the industrial partner, the rule is absolute. He cannot engage in any other business for himself unless he gets permission. If he does it anyway, the other partners can either kick him out and sue for damages, or they can just take all the profits he made from his side hustle. For Cassie, the capitalist, the rule is all about competition. She's not allowed to engage in the same kind of business as the partnership. And if she does, she has to bring all her profits back to the firm. But if she loses money, she has to bear those losses all by herself. Ouch. Phew, we have covered a ton of ground. So let's put it all together into a quick-fire cheat sheet. Seriously, if you're going to screenshot anything from this, these next few slides are the ones you want. And here it is, the entire system in one simple table. If there's an agreement, you just follow it. Easy. No agreement? Okay. For profits, the industrial partner gets a fair share first, then the capitalist partner's share based on contribution. For losses, the industrial partner is totally exempt, and the capitalist partners take the hit. That's the whole thing, right there. And here it is, your LECPA gold. Just burn these points into your brain. Indy is exempt from losses by default. Cassie can never be exempt from losses. A pactum leonina is void. Indy can't have any side business. Cassie can't have a competing side business. If you can master these 5 points, you have pretty much mastered the core of this entire topic. So let's end with this. Knowing all the risks, the rewards, the protections, and the rules, if you were starting a partnership tomorrow, would you rather be Cassie, the capitalist, or Indy, the industrial? The answer actually says a lot about your appetite for risk. Think it over, and good luck with your review.